I've seen core Marcy's being played. Actually, even carry Marcy's being played in Eastern
Very
Europe.
much.
And carry Marcy's, and they're smashing the head of the Lina. They let through the Lina, they pick the Marcy, and Marcy with Battle Fury, BKB, Basher goes on top of Alina and just smashes her head in. It's not even funny, right? You attack fast? Well, guess what? I can do it even faster, and it's not pretty, really. It just turns the Lina out inside out. So it was very fun to see those kind of games. Talon, they're gonna go for the Mirana. I like when the Brood lanes with the Mirana because the Silken Bola is actually a really good setup for the arrow. And speaking of, there's a setup for the arrow. There's the save for the Silence Mystic Flare. I haven't seen a Bane Mirana for quite some time. I'm happy that is gonna be the case here.
Yeah, I've seen one or two before, and if it works really well. But you need these independent side lanes, right, to make sure that these two heroes can meet up. And to be fair, like the Broodmother is certainly independent, especially since two of the worst matchups for her are out. Puck also really not in need of much help usually. I mean, you can get zoned out to the point where you can't touch the creeps, but as long as you don't use your orb aggressively, you should at least not die.
Probably the case, but I'm loving this. I'm loving how Talon are playing this. To me, it looks like Broodmother pressuring one lane. If you go to the Brood lane, she eats you up. If you go somewhere else, if you try to split push, Bane and the Mirana, they're gonna set up for the Puck or whoever they pick up as a carry to kill you. So it is quite nice. And for me, it's showing that the Southeast Asia side, they want to be playing aggressive. They want to be getting the kills.
And this Mirana as well. If this Mirana is going to go for, let's say, the Greaves in this game, then the Broodmother might actually be able to go Orchid. And I do think that in this case, that would feel really dang good because, as we said, there's two really tasty snacks on the menu today. Going for the Orchid puts so much extra pressure on the enemy supports. They will not actually be able to come to the Broodmother lane at all.
That's a hero against the Brood. I'm curious to see if the Dawnbreaker is gonna be laning against the Brood overall. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but either way, this is a hero that you put on the Brood lane that deals with it. Catch from Talon isn't the greatest, right? Because you have the coil, you have the sleep, but you still need to get super close. It's not like you have a clockwork. It's not like you have long range initiation. So Dawnbreaker should be relatively safe if you are careful enough to stay in that dead lane, if you can call it that, and just contribute there. So I like the Dawnbreaker pick. Sometimes people pick the Dawnbreaker, but there's just clockworks. There's so much catch, and Dawnbreaker dies even under her own tower. But in this case scenario, I think it can actually work.
Yeah, especially because you have the global ability to get out of that lane and still contribute to the fights elsewhere. Whereas the Broodmother is definitely not going to be able to do that. So it enables you to get numbers advantage elsewhere on the map, even though you're also holding your safe lane with your carry. Yeah, that's a great pick.
Carries have been massacred. We don't have a lot of them left. Anything that comes to mind?
At this point, I mean, I think if you can put up another illusion carry, you should be pretty good. Like Pangolier doesn't feel too great versus a TB, for example. But all of the damage that EHOME puts out here, apart from their supports, is physical. So anything with a load of armor is certainly going to feel nice.
I'd like some a CK. How about a CK?
Yeah, CK. Pray more on those supports. Pick him apart. Oh, but the Talon are thinking something very different. What is this?
Okay. This is fun. I mean, this is one-shotting everyone. No one on eHome has good armor. Like, literally no one. If I was eHome, I'd pick a troll, actually. I would pick a troll right now. It dismantles both the Brood and the Slardar in the later portions of the game. Even though it's not a hero in the meta right now, I would just love it, right? And it also lanes well with the Brood as well. It would be fun, fine in any point of the game. You have a save from the Dawnbreaker. I would actually like it. You know, something like that can stand its ground and actually, in some way, defend your supports as well.
No, we're going DK though. I mean, that's always the question. Like, I think it's a phenomenal troll game as well, but the problem is that troll is still troll, and not a lot of teams want to rely on that hero at the moment. I go for Old Faithful DK.
I'm not sure about the EHOME draft. I have to say, it's you know, you have these tanky heroes, but these tanky heroes can easily be avoided to kill these squishy ones. And without the squishy ones, the tanky ones don't deal damage. So
Yes.
I'm very much doubting their lineup. Of course, it is always, you know, weird and greedy to go for a Slardar, but you have a hero to push towers in the Brood, you have heroes to catch with the other three, and then you have the Slardar for the Roche, and of course late game potential Slardar. Let's not kid ourselves. Once you get a Mask of Madness Moonshard, you perma bash.
Oh, yeah.
You perma bash. So even these tanky heroes, they're just not gonna move.
And Talon are very single target, but then again, in a lot of ways, so is EHOME. They do have some teamfight advantage with that Pangolier, but it's not the same as having the lockdown to avoid Talon just scurrying around them and going for the soft bits, which are going to be LW and Salad. I gotta agree with you here. I do like Talon's draft more, and I'm very excited about this Slardar. I think that Slardar, generally because he's so high risk, gets a little bit underutilized. So I love it when anybody takes that risk, picks him up, and this looks like a brilliant game for it.
Yeah, it actually does, and it is a carry Slardar, something I haven't seen for a very long time. I haven't seen a Slardar for a very long time, probably because these range heroes are in the meta quite a lot. But it is a hero that I like to see for sure, right? And it is definitely gonna be fun to see how he works from the carry position. We know that 23, he is gonna be a savage now, just smashing their heads in. I'm a big fan of these heroes who just right click.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be a treat. I have no doubt.
Either let's see though how it starts. Talon did go for a smoke. The ward will be placed in the mid lane, so this is gonna be a mid lane DK. So Puck at least is gonna be having a bad time in the lane. Please, Knight, start off with the Dragon Tail. I beg you, win the lane. In the lane against the Puck. Actually, against the Puck, maybe Breathe Fire. No. Dragon Tail is just very, very strong.
You just get Dragon Tail every single time. So please, at least Knight is not Southeast Asian.
True.
This is a Chinese player we're talking about. He might just get it.
We'll see what he decides to do. For now, though, we are just going to be seeing some pokes. Obviously, Talon are going to know there's a ward in the mid lane, but don't necessarily know exactly where it is. This bottom lane is going to be a tough one for the Brood, though. I'm happy that you said that Talon played a lot, that Jabs knows what he's doing, because this is not going to be an easy lane whatsoever.
No, he's going to have to be very careful about how he maneuvers here. I mean, I think the win condition is on getting on top of that CM.
True. Literally true. Q is dead.
Yeah, arrow.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe LW is gonna be freezing him, and he says, no, I want the carry to get the kill, so he uses the Fairy Fire there to make sure that MKS is the one who gets the gold. Yeah, a smart move, because you don't want the Crystal Maiden to get the early gold, so that you can kill her over and over in the lane. Who am I kidding? It's not good. It's probably a slight mistake coming out from him.
It's Dawnbreaker. Immediately gets that bracer in, though.
Bracer? Why? I thought there was gonna be a raid band.
Yeah, you'd say so as well, but hopefully he gets the Wraith Band after. Doesn't look like it though. It looks to just be phase boots.
Okay, so we touched upon the bottom lane, we talked about the middle a little bit. Let's talk about top. Slardar versus these two. For now, 23 Savage is taking a lot of damage. Might even die.
They're gonna be sticking on him like glue.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, just constantly poke him. I guess Slardar is the type of hero, just like a Monkey King or an Ursa, who wants to consistently be attacking you and winning that way, but then if you poke him, he can't do it, and ultimately you can get a kill. A very nice start for EHOME. They get 2 kills across the board. Salad starting off with the Null Talisman. He's going to be getting a lot of regen into him as well, so he just wants to make sure that this Slardar is bullied as much as possible.
And they have good setups for any goes on Xiaoyu, but the problem is that with the shield crash, you just get a window of trade with the Slardar that he really does not appreciate at all. Like, he wants to be making you low so you stop trading with him at some point, and Xiaoyu just gets a couple extra hits in. Look at that spam from Salad. 23, is he dead again?
Is he dead? Yep. He's looking very dead there. There was also a kill onto the Mirana, so Kips, these lanes, EHOME, they're crushing it. Talon, they might be strong in Southeast Asia, but against these Chinese teams, well, they're not going to be looking so hot. I mean, going into the major, this is not good. LW, can they finally get themselves on the board? He turns around. Crystal Nova, not going to be saving her life, but he does the most amount of damage that he can before going down. And finally, we see Talon on the board as well.
And meanwhile, 23 Savage walking back to top the long way. He's got a smoke. At the very least, most of Salad's mana pool is now empty. He's got like a couple of more spells left in him, but most of the spam will be gone for a brief bit, which will allow 23 to finally get some undisturbed farming time in. But yeah, that is not a good start for a Slardar who is really a snowballing kind of hero. You don't really farm, you don't really come back. 2 deaths this early in the laning stage, missed a couple of waves. That's painful.
And Knight did go for the Breathe Fire in the mid lane. Now he's going to be getting the Dragon Tail. I'm not mad because he's winning the lane either way. And he's winning it quite solidly as well. Mikoto, he's doing his best to secure some of the range creeps, but now he's going to be taking a ton of damage there. As soon as you use the orb, you get stunned up. You can't go anywhere. The stun just lasts for so long. And then you're always going to be in trouble. That's just the case. Mikoto, he knew what he was walking himself into.
Yeah, exactly. And as a puck, like normally you get at least some value out of the Ranger Ras, but 2 points up into Dragon Blood, this DK does not give a single hoot. So you're in this catch-22 as a puck. You need to be using your spells in order to trade it all, but if you use your spells, then Knight is immediately safe to just stun you and whack into you.
Oh, are they actually going for MKS in the bottom lane? Showing that they can do the damage. MKS, though, now he turns around with the Celestial Hammer. It is not going to be enough damage. Both him and Jabs are very, very hurt, but they are going to be surviving through this. Yeah, so
looks like Jabs has sort of stabilized this lane now. Which is, if you look at how the other lanes are going for Talon right now, it's going to be extremely important that Jabs actually gets to move through this bottom lane. And his team might have to just literally walk under the bus in order to like tempt the Dawnbreaker out of her lane.
What a move coming out from MKS to protect LW. He gets in front of the Mirana, doesn't even look at Jabs to make sure that the arrow doesn't come through. Arrow connects on LW and that's a dead CM. You're not saving her, no way. So I'm really liking how MKS is making sure that his buddy is alive. Though now who's gonna save him? The Starbreaker, I guess. He's gonna save himself and turn around, kill the Mirana. It's Q that has to be careful. And EHOME continuing to do well. You were talking about, you know, maybe in the later stages of the laning phase that it's gonna be getting better for Talon. Is that time coming here on the bottom lane?
I mean, I certainly hope so. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at a very passive game from them. But yes, I do think so. We're going to see better trading potential come out from Jabs. We're going to be seeing the Crystal Maiden's impact get lower. And that arrow hits.
That is without any slows. That is without anything. It's just Q finally gets his revenge. He has died 3 times in the lane. Finally, it's his time to shine. But look at the mid lane. They want Mikoto. Salad does have 1 point in silence, and they're going for him. The silence will come out. He's a little bit too deep, and they will not be going for it. Now we have 2 dragons here. 1 scary and 1 very cute dragon here. But it seems like Mikoto will be able to defend this tower for now. So the first dragon form isn't going to be doing all that much. At least not just yet.
No, and he's got Ollie mid now as well, which means that they should be able to fully secure whichever power rune comes out now. That said, if it's on bot, no, it's not.
Okay, so 23 wants to go for a Midas. I'm okay with it on the Slardar in particular, especially on a carry Slardar because of the attack speed. LW waits for the Mirana. There is gonna be a silence. He cannot speak, but you can hear the screams in the end there. Mirana will get herself out. She is fine.
Oh, you know, that's not fine at all. And very good anticipation from EHOME there. There's really none of these rotations from Talon actually are going anywhere so far.
CM no points in the aura, so just goes for the Frostbite. Probably is going to be getting the aura on level 4, though I've seen some CMs just completely skip it. And they want Jabs. Jabs is very fast and in a very good position to live. With a net there over the cliff, he'll be completely fine. But now Talon are bringing heroes here, so 3 versus 3, who wins?
Definitely the arrow combination, I would say, unless of course MKS steps in front of that again.
Oh, he has level 6. This is a dangerous hero, and they're gonna be going in
That is
first,
very
yeah?
dangerous hero. Okay.
No arrow combinations if you just strike first, and that's gonna be the plan here for EHOME. They just run forward, and poor Ollie, he doesn't stand a chance. He was like, "How are you dying in this lane over and over, Q? What are you doing?" And then he comes over. Now he's gonna understand.
It's like, yes. Never mind. As you were, soldier.
Makes sense, makes sense. Now Mikoto, they're going for him. He does have the science to get out of this one just in time to get out of the Solar Guardian, but Talon is coming over. They want Mikoto, and they're probably gonna get him. Goes to the side, will die to the lingering damage of the Celestial Hammer. EHOME running onto a puck and actually getting the kill. Usually not something that works out.
Absolutely not, but they've got themselves another dragon form here. And they're going to be dealing substantial damage to this middle tower, and there's really nothing Talon can do about it. The Brood's not going to leave bot, the Slardar's not going to leave top. That leaves you with 3 heroes that can do anything, and it's very predictable where they are and what they're going to do.
Yeah, 3 very squishy heroes at that. So let's see, Dragonite, 3 points in Dragon's Blood. The arrow will not connect. The love for a DK from a Mirana will be felt there, and doesn't want to hit him with the arrow. Bottom lane jabs. He might be going down, going into the trees. You'll never make it. You'll never make it out. Swinging a big hammer, squashing the bug. MKS is on a killing spree. They are doing everything right for now on the side of EHOME.
Absolutely. You can see the desperation from Jabs in cutting the creep wave. He knows that he can't just regularly punch through. And sure, now his supports have rotated in, but yeah, they're going to need to bring this puck as well, and rotating onto the Dawnbreaker at least make sure that she's not going to come to the rescue, but at the same time there's a Pangolier.
We'll see if
He doesn't have ult yet though.
Oh, they went very deep, and this MKS Dawnbreaker does so much damage, and there's gonna be a ton of TPs. Mikoto, you better get out of this one. He's gonna be dodging the concussive shot. Should make him live here, or will he? He does get silenced up. You're not getting onto that orb. You're probably not getting away. He needs to get to the cliff and use the silence to get himself away. The Dragonite coming from the other side. He's surrounded. Where do I go? I'm gonna go down there. It's not my base, but at least I'll get myself away from the enemies, and the puck lives. That was dangerous, but very nice spell usage coming out from the puck allows him to live.
He didn't really get anything done though. Like, the bottom tower has taken some damage, but it's still not gone, and you have lost your mid for that because the DK was just whacking into your mid tower all this time. Slardar comes to bot. Alright, we're forcing it now.
MKS slowed down. Spiders, they are eating on him. Mirana is gonna be spotted by the courier. At least kill the courier. Not even that is gonna be done. And LW, he gets himself out with the Slaughter being here. Okay, he understands his teammates need him. They need to open this bottom lane. That's exactly what they're gonna do as the courier is bringing him his Midas. Oh, no, it's not.
Midas.
He gave up on it.
It's not the Midas?
He gave up on it.
That is really wild, like, because as you said, Starter is one of the few heroes where I'd say that Midas is not only, like, you know, okay, but actually part of, like, the core build-up. And he decides that the Midas is still too slow.
It does seem that way. Looking at the levels, the Bane and the Mirana are really struggling. CM, level 5, 3 points in Frostbite. You're quite happy with that. Obviously, you'd want the ulti, but not the biggest thing in the world. Salad is level 5 as well. Bane does have a book. Educate yourself before death. Come on, at least do that. But no, he's not even gonna be even doing that one. He is gonna be keeping the book and contemplating who to give it to, or should he get the experience himself. I'm guessing you get it with the Bane, right? Mirana isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, you just really don't want to accidentally level up there and make your own respawn timer longer. That would be kind of sad.
Okay, that makes sense. That is smart. That is why we have an analyst here. So 23 Savage, she's gonna go for the Mask of Madness. It is gonna be somewhat of a farming item as well. So I guess it does switch from the Midas buildup. But Talon's early game, it went horribly wrong. You have these killing heroes, the Bane, the Mirana, and you just didn't get any kills.
Nope, we haven't seen a single arrow into that Bane sleep yet. And well, maybe this is going to be the one. 23 is going to TP into top. They're going to contest the jungle, but there's a really big fat dragon here.
Yeah, with the Blink Dagger as well. Nice coil onto 2. They're gonna be jumping onto the Bane. Here comes the Solar Guardian. Bane is gonna get destroyed. So is the CM. So 1 for 1. Talon need to get out. Mikoto dodges the last strike there. He's taking some damage, but here comes 23 Savage, crushes the ground. Let's go. Actually, he says, let's not go. He understands you're going into the high ground in a 3 versus 4 scenario. Get yourself out. Knight misses the blink there. No silences. The Mirana is out.
At the very least, it's a support for support trade, but this feels very bad for Talon again. They get drawn to their own jungle because they're playing away from this Broodmother. They try to contest there, and they don't really get any space out of it at all. I guess, yeah, there's going to be an Orchid on this Broodmother, so Jab's making use of the fact that he has a Mirana, but this Mirana is dirt poor. Like, you're going to be lacking the teamfight items at some point.
What do you mean? He's the most farmed support. Q, let's go. Arrow the creeps in the woods. He's gonna be getting back there. Yeah, it's not looking good, but I mean, it is what it is. It is a very dead Broodmother as well.
Jabs.
Yep. And again, someone is gonna have to explain to me, Kips, when does the Wild Wing Ripper use his Hurricane? I don't freaking know. He pushes the Dragonite there. Obviously, it doesn't change anything, but it's still very weird.
Dota 2 is a consistent game.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
So there must be a rule.
Of course. So, 12-3, 2K gold lead, EHOME leading in almost every parameter, experience, gold, everything is going well for them. What's the play for Talon?
I'm not even sure that there is a play necessarily. Like, everything that they're going to do is going to go through this Broodmother, and normally you don't want to be playing towards your Broodmother, but in this case I think they might have to, and you can see the supports coming bot as well. Broodmother is the only one who's going to be forward. Broodmother is going to be the one that will probably be at least getting the opportunity to get kills where EHOME is not as full 5, but as I say that, EHOME is grouping as well, and they might be gearing up for another episode of Kick the Spider out of our bot lane.
Probably will be going for that one. Moonlight Shadow has been used, but EHOME are in a good position to wait for you. Ollie runs into a sentry, but runs out of a sentry immediately as well. They know where he is. He's being followed there by the Arcane Bolt, but they're baiting people into the spiders. They just get killed. There's gonna be an ulti onto the Pango. They see him clearly. Solar Guardian will protect that one. Ollie, now he's gonna be in trouble. He does get the sleep onto the Pango, but he's gonna be getting out of that nightmare fairly soon. They jump onto the Spider Salad. Does have the Mystic Flare. Is he gonna be using it? Not just yet, because he has been silenced. The taste of his own medicine. He still gets the kill. Post-mortem. Jump in from 23 Savage. The arrow connects only onto the creep, and 23 Savage surrounded by 3 cores. He stands no chance. Knight is going forward, even with his armor being reduced. He knows that his tough skin can take it for sure, and Talon, they cannot continue going forward. They did get the 2 supports, but they lost so much more in return.
Yep, especially the kill on 23 there is very unfortunate, and it means that once again this Spider, yeah, they were playing towards the Spider now because that's where they get the opportunities, and I guess they got a couple of kills, but there's just no space on the map for Talon to go. They're just gonna run back in, and all that's gonna do is kill Ollie.
Yeah, he's looking very much dead. The Dragonite comes in. Mirana leapt forward, and because it is going to be dying, they do bring down Zhao Yu, so at least that's something. Zhao Yu, one thing we haven't mentioned, he now has a Lotus Orb, so that Orchid from the Brood, already there's a save for some of the supports.
Yep, exactly, and I have no doubt that this Pangolier, normally you don't want to put your Pangolier on the Brood lane because, you know, that's one of your playmakers and you're going to be putting him back away from the enemy base, but in this case the only place where Talon can go is this bottom side of the map, so he is just fine picking up that Lotus Orb. He is not a target. Anyone who's with him is not a target for that Orchid, and once again shuts Talon down before they even get a chance to do anything, because that Orchid only flies out now.
So Kodo is in the top lane. Needs to be careful. The 2 supports themselves kill him, but they want to kill MKS. MKS is not going for a BKB. There is going to be a silence. They're doing some damage. Coil will be used. Mirana with the double Starstorm. They're getting him lower. He's getting soft here on MKS. Gonna be needing some help, but MKS still alive. Here comes the help. Silence onto the Mirana, and the Mirana will be dropping down for sure. You're not getting out of that silence. You're not getting out of that freeze. Okay, Dragonite, he melts the ice. The problem is that Q goes with it as well, so it is gonna be another nice kill for the side of EHOME. And this is the thing, what I'm seeing right now is them itemizing for armor, and considering that they're all very tanky on their cores, they really don't need to itemize for the HP. No, they really don't, and that makes it so easy when you don't have to choose, when you don't have to do the mental calculations like, okay, do I
Where do I get like the highest EHP out of, right? It's easy. The only damage is gonna be coming from that Slardar minus armor. If you get your armor up, there's no problem. It will never have enough damage to deal with you.
And Roche is gone. Considering you have a Slardar lineup, this is gonna be a big hit to you. Knight, he is the one that bought the Midas Slardar. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Doesn't matter. So that is gonna be making him a big problem, actually. When you look at this Dragonite, once he gets an Aghanim Scepter, how do you even kill him?
Not.
Okay.
Not. He is too large. Like, I mean, at least he's not going to be dealing too much damage yet, but especially like the slow damage from a long fight, because Talon will have to take these long fights, right? And both the DK as well as the Dawnbreaker are gonna love that with all of their sustainability. That's going to feel really good. So I think Talon, their next play is going to be on the BKB from 23 Savage, and maybe EHOME will lose some heroes on that just because they don't actually have their physical at the ready just yet. But it's going to be a slim chance.
Okay, they are going for the Dawnbreaker. They have to be forcing TPs here. Arrow, the creeps come in just in time. Ollie, slow it down, Swashbuckle, they're going for him. The Lotus wasn't used, so Pango doesn't return that one, but it doesn't matter. It's still gonna be an easy grab. Talon, they force out some TPs, but they pay the price.
And there's a price every single time. I guess I would have liked for them to try and stay on top and at least pay the price there, just because that way there is no attention on your Broodmother and you might be getting something out of her. Right now, nobody is really farming especially not the Puck.
Yeah, he's very poor. Though, I don't see a lot of wealth overall on the entirety of the Talon lineup. They're not looking too good. Slardar does have a BKB, so you talked about it, and
yes.
Now it seems like they are gonna be gunning for the Dawnbreaker yet again. Some of the TPs are missing, so this could be a good move now.
Yes, and this is the necessary play as well, right? It's much like with the Spectre, you play towards the hero with the global mobility. But she hides in the trees, and 23 Savage has already decided to show on mid.
Yeah. Top tower taking some damage, not too much of it. The Dragonite uses Dragon Form mostly for farming. He is getting close to the Aghanim Scepter, so we are gonna be seeing the blue dragon a little bit before level 18. But once the big black dragon comes out, that's gonna be scary territory for Talon. And 23 Savage. He's being pinged out. Like we know what you're doing, but you should probably stop right now.
Yeah, like, Talon have literally one play, and EHOME are not stupid enough to forget about it. They get their eyes on the prize.
Oh, 23, now he's going forward. They get the silence. Where's the Lotus Orb? Multiple TPs coming forward. Maybe they can kill him once,
Yeah,
but you still have to kill him once again. Now going for Knight, and TP out is gonna be used right now. 23 Savage, he knows that this fight is done. But at least they got the Aegis. They defended the tier 2 with this one. If they get out scot-free, which it looks like they will, they're fine.
Yeah, and that is the first time that Talon actually forces people to the bot lane and lives with everyone. Never mind, Oli was still in the trees.
Yeah, poor guy. Like, how did he get there? Poor Puck, and Puck is gonna be caught in the mid lane. They immediately went for a smoke. They just left the Dawnbreaker there. She gets the kill. 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, you could say. And the rest of them are already hunting for bigger prizes, which is gonna be the Puck. And now the Moonlight Shadow comes out, but MKS is not gonna be giving them the satisfaction of even touching him.
Still holding that bot lane, it feels so good to be playing like this. Got the AC at the ready now. Slardar really going to be struggling with that damage output as this game goes on. And you know what? Middle tower's falling, Catapult, Dragonite. Hey, what do you think of my idea, by the way? The Dragonite should make like a really big burping sound whenever he uses the Fireball.
I think that is an awesome idea, and I have no idea how it hasn't been implemented just yet. That is that is unreal.
I know, right?
Unreal. These voice actors, I could voice act that one. It's not a problem. If not gonna do it right now on stream for obvious reasons, but I think I would be very good at that one, and very proud of myself as well.
Well, yeah, obviously it's an art. A good burp is an art.
True. So, Talon are going for a smoke. They're 8k goal behind. So let's see what they can do. both you and me, we like this Talon draft. They lost the lanes, and now they're pretty much lost to do anything on the map. This could be a nice opening if they can get themselves on top of MKS. He just kills the creeps way too fast.
You have to go so far forward in order to grab him at all, but they will.
He's baiting them. I think the Lotus Orb is going to be there removing the amplified damage. Sorry, the Corrosive Haze is going to be enough damage, and Pango heats the arrow as well. That's 2 kills. Talon, they dive. It works out. And is this the comeback that they were looking for?
To call it a comeback is a little early, but they didn't have to... No, they did spend the BKB on 23, okay. But they still have the BKB over on jabs, they get the bottom tower, they get the outpost for now. That is as big of a win as you can squeeze out of the map right now, I think. They're gonna be hunted down by this DK who has Axe, though.
He doesn't have level 18 just yet, though. So... Did you prefer the old Slardar spells or the new ones? I'm talking about the names. You know, Sprint, Crush, Bash, Amplify Damage. That was just amazing to me. And now it's Guardian Sprint. It sucks nowadays, right?
And like, what's the difference between a regular sprint and a Guardian sprint? Do you sprint guardianly? Guardianingly? I don't know. I like the previous ones better as well. Slardar is a simple hero. He had simple names. He fish, he bash.
Corrosive Haze. Always forget that one from time to time. So I do apologize for the viewers, but they did change the names of some of my favorite spells. So obviously we're gonna be a little bit rebellious here. Knight. If he sees the puck, he can get the stun. There it is. Moonlight Shadow gonna be protecting him. Mikoto, he almost dies only to the Dragonite, but they go on Salad. He's gonna try to kill Mikoto. Will be able to, but now Knight, he's all alone. The bashes are gonna start coming through. Where's the minus armor? There it is, but here's the help as well with the Lotus Orb. Your minus armor is nowhere to be found, and without the BKB, he's in a ton of trouble. The Force Staff will get him away. Do they have vision? Of course they do, and they will be finishing him off. Now the supports, they're on the run. Where's the Brood in the backlines? Killing a poor CM. Help me, team. I need someone here. A lot of spiders, and they're not going to be squashed out in time. But Knight has found the Bane. He is calling for help as well, but help is not going to be coming for any of the supports. Still, Talon, they lose 2 cores, whereas EHOME, all of theirs are alive and kicking.
Yep, and you could see there how little the Slardar actually does versus Dragon Form. Sure, you have minus 15 armor for a little bit, but the DK is still sitting at over plus 10 when it happens. Never mind when the Lotus Orb comes in. Purge takes it right off again, and I think we're starting to see one of the reasons why Core Slardar just isn't a thing anymore, because Lotus Orb, so fantastic.
Yeah, you know, there is this 4,000 gold item that is built up with Arcane Boots, which is also like the main boots being built up right now by everyone. And then you just disassemble it, you get this item, and against a lot of these spells... armor. Yeah. It also gives armor, true.
Exactly. I think if you take the armor component out of Lotus Orb, maybe it becomes a lot harder to justify picking up, but as it is so much survivability against 2 wildly different sources of damage, because it's both against physical, as well as you're going to be able to take debuffs off, which is normally the terrain of, well...
That is a good jump from the Slardar to go for the Pango. Now he cannot use the Lotus Orb. How you're gonna save your teammates now? Oh, you use it on yourself, but he gets arrowed, and that's gonna be 3 kills for Talon. Perfect time. Also, though, Lord Gaben is not going to be on their side. It's, Roche has not spawned. Talon, they found a perfect fight, but they will not be finding the Roche. It would have been amazing there if they could get the Aegis as well.
Yeah, it would have, but no such luck for them, and the DK is getting very close to the Manta Styles. That is where he becomes really impossible to deal with. Slows for everyone. Corrosion for everyone. It's going to be a load of fun for Talon, but honestly, big ups to how they've been sticking into this game. Like, I think a ton of other teams would have just given up when they saw no plays, and they kept on trading supports for just time. Please give us time, and they managed to do that, and now they're in a position where sometimes they get these good fights. As I say that, of course, you know, as soon as you don't put any pressure on, EHOME are gonna assassinate your carry, but what can you do?
Dragon Knight now with the Black Dragon, he is able to fly over cliffs, and obviously it's gonna be very hard to see him coming, even though he's a big ass dragon, right? He's covering like the entirety of my screen. Is still seems like Slardar couldn't really whip out that he was coming towards him. So, but still, a kill is a kill. Very nicely done there. They also had a support for Division. Bane gonna be caught as well. Silenced up, eaten by a dragon, and the other ones might get eaten as well, but by this spider. Nope, they are gonna be defended. Jabs though, he does get the BKB off. Not gonna be helping him live, even with all of the lifesteal in the world. And yep, free Aegis.
Yeah, free Aegis, definitely, because while this Broodmother has buyback, she does not have her BKB anymore. That was a very optimistic play for Jabs, kind of out of character. He's normally a very business-like guy.
True. LW is going to be getting the shard most likely, considering that all of the cores do have it, and Crystal Maiden shard is actually very, very powerful. So, oh, actually, he's running away. Come on, LW, claim your prize. Okay, he's a humble guy.
He is a humble guy. That's kind of sad though. Crystal Maiden is really good, especially the increase in damage as well. It's not just she's walking after you while you try to avoid that area. It's also you're just gonna get straight up more damage out of it.
Are they really gonna give it to the Skywrath Mage? Like, Shield of the Sign is cool, but I don't see it be as effective because heroes are dying pretty fast, and you know, using a couple of spells, that's about it. It's not like you're gonna be getting a massive amount of armor that is gonna allow you to survive deep into the fight. But for now, it just seems that the Dawnbreaker is happy holding it for herself, and they made a decision. LW, as humble as you are, you will have to take the shard.
Excellent. I do think that is the superior choice.
That's true. So Slardar now has the Hyperstone. With the AC and the Mask of Madness, you do not permabash people. So, but you get really close to that one. Still, if it's a 1 versus 1, Slardar will win. But is he gonna be getting a 1 versus 1?
Not in this universe. He might have to look through the multiverse to find some other opportunities. But no, he's going to be focused down anytime he steps in because he's the only damage threat. Like, between Jabs and Mikoto, they just don't deal enough damage for EHOME to actually care about it. All they have to do is focus down, bring down the Slardar, and the fight is over.
Knight has the Manta. We saw 3 black dragons come to your base, just rip apart half of your tower without you even noticing it. So they know just how dangerous this is. They want to go for 23. There is going to be a save from the base. Yeah. Is it going to allow him to pop his BKB? Oh. It will. Is it still going to be enough to survive? 23 getting himself away. And the crit there from MKS not going to be enough. He does get himself out. Nice positioning from the Bane. They knew this was coming and they survive.
Sure, but that is the BKB down now on the hero that was supposed to be able to give you a fight, and the siege will just continue. Knight, yeah, there we have him. An army of dragons. I don't think they're going to be running these into a bunch of ships just because they forgot the fleet was there.
Looking at the tower, it is dropping down. Bane, boom! Ooh, there is no Bane here. He has been annihilated by MKS, and now the tower will follow suit. So they use the glyph there a little bit too late, but they will have the refresh either way. There's that one lingering second. Look at the Slaughter. He doesn't even want to be a part of it. I don't have my BKB. Just let them have it.
Absolutely the correct move, and it looks very heartless, doesn't it? But it's exactly the kind of business-like move that has kept them in this game so far. There's nothing to be gained on this top racks except more death. Slardar, he knows he's going to be focused down. He needs to be bigger. He needs to be better. And he needs to only fight when his BKB is up.
So, I haven't read the Art of the Deal by America's Most Loved President, but tell me, what is the business move? Maybe you have. What is the business move here that is gonna be allowing you to win the game? Because I don't see many of those that are gonna work.
I don't know. Like, maybe at the very least you get the length in the game again by seeing if you can trade on the bottom side of the map. See if you can get Jabs back down there and nibble on their buildings. And otherwise, it's very simple. Like, you have Mikoto. Mikoto needs to keep out the waves. He has itemized so defensively exactly for that. He's got the Lincoln Sphere. He's got a Blink Dagger. So he's going to be cutting waves wherever he can. And see if you can get them to abandon their goals. It's just, hey, what if you could, you know, get get kills on the bot lane, huh?
What if we could win this game right here, right now? EHOME, they don't care. You cannot bait them into that one. They're not gonna be taking the bait from Talon. Talon are coming to fight, but they might be losing the second laner of Rax. No, they might be losing a puck. He is dead. Mikoto gets taken out. They're going for the Dragonite. He stands his ground, says, I don't care. You should care because we are very strong. We'll bash your head in. And the Dragon is dead. So who's gonna protect you now? The Slaughter are gonna be going forward. They've killed the Dragonite. He might kill Zhao Yu. He's trying to go out with the Swashbuckle. He'll be able to, and now look at the CM. You can hear it. You can hear the wolves, and they're bringing in the pain. We are not in the woods though, but it doesn't matter. You're nowhere because you have been deleted. Bane, oh, nice buyback. Thank you. We wanted a bonus kill as well. 5 weren't enough, but finally we will let you live. It looked very nice for a second there for the side of Talon, but not good enough. CM crushes them the second that the BKBs end. And you know what? In the end, they did give the shard to the Skywrath Mage. I'm like, why isn't the Crystal Maiden moving? It's because they thought Shield of the Sign was better. And also, speaking of the Skywrath Mage, he has a Hex too.
Yep, he was building that before, and it looks like as soon as the BKBs are over, Talon's fight is done. And they did get more done during that fight than I thought they would. Like, the damage output of the Slardar is still very considerable, but EHOME, do not panic. They know the BKB will be over, and then the Crystal Maiden rules supreme. That was a nifty little bit of standing your ground, because it's easy to sort of panic there. I was like, oh god, what? We thought they were helpless. We thought we could finish the game here. What's happening? And they were just like, nah, actually, it's just BKBs, fam. We know what BKBs do. Just wait. Can't kill us all.
Buck was dead in that fight. And Talon still almost made it happen there. If the Puck was alive, is it enough to keep the supports away so that the Slaughter can continue doing its job? So is this game even over now when we see something like that?
I mean, I think the game wouldn't have been over if the Puck was alive, but now that they're even further behind, I think it's very hard to make the case that the same fight is going to happen, and this might be the final fight of the game instead. Arrow?
He's gonna be popping the BKB because Lotus Storm, look at how much they're smashing his head, and MKS is gone.
Nice.
Doesn't have a buyback. If he had one, he could return. Puck has been hexed up. He's looking very much dead, and he will be dying. But Jabs, he's going for a Skywrath Mage. He wants to get the kill. He doesn't have the BKB any longer, but he has the crit, and he's critting so hard on a part of the fight. These DK illusions, they're doing a lot, and they need to remove that silence on him. That is a good fight for Talon. They're still showing that they can win this one. Broodmother, though, is gonna be burned. That is how you deal with pests. And Knight is gonna be giving us a showing of how to do it, but in the end, it is still a fight that favors Talon ever so slightly.
Exactly, as ever so slightly. Technically, it's really only the CM kill that makes the difference there. Apart from that, they still lost 2 of their cores to this DK, and now he's just going ham on the tower. Like, he's not allowed to do this. Surely, 23, you were correct to back out of that fight, but that DK was on his own there.
How is he not allowed to do it? He's a big-ass dragon. Like, what the hell are you gonna do about it, right? 23 is... he doesn't want to be fighting him. So, only... Now you don't have an outer tower. Talon, it's gonna be much harder for them to get into a fight. Looking at the buybacks, they're looking okay in that regard. They have one on the Brood, they have one on the Puck, so that's definitely gonna be making it tougher for EHOME to end this one with just one fight. And 23 Savage is probably gonna be finishing off his buyback in the near future.
Yep, and we do have a Wraith Pact at the ready of the Marana as well. This is an item I was not actually expecting to see much anymore, but yeah, there's not really much to hit that Wraith Pact over from the side of EHOME. They have fairly short ranges. They'll have to commit pretty deep in order to get it out of the way, and their damage too is mostly physical.
And he wants a Silver Edge, so Slardar, he cannot permabash people with his own attack speed, but if they help him a little bit there, it is gonna be different. So what's coming out for the Marana is it is the Solar Crest.
All right, that is also a near forgotten item, isn't it? It's so useful if you have like the Superman draft, but we haven't been seeing many Superman drafts at all. We've mostly been seeing several cores doing different jobs.
Yeah, Superfish is gonna have to do. from the Slaughter. They're in the Roche pit. Triple man crush would be a problem. They're gonna go for the DK instant hex onto the Slaughter. He doesn't get the BKB off, but he's not taking all that much damage. He's gonna be fine for now. Slaughter is dead. Doesn't have a buyback. Without him, you're not winning this fight. Knight, he knows that he's unkillable. Currently jabs, even with the Daedalus, he is not gonna be able to do anything, and this could be it. They're buying back. They know it's now or never. If this Roche falls, it is gonna be a problem, but it is 5 versus 4. You don't have your main hero, 23 Savage. You might be good at MMR, you might be good at pubs, but here you have no power. Q is gonna be going down. It's a 5 versus 3 right now. Ollie is gonna be next without buyback. It makes it an easy go towards the Talon base. Puck, maybe he can cut some waves. No, he cannot. The Lincolns will be broken. Still has the end. This is not an easy one to bring down, but he cannot cut the wave, and that is what EHOME wanted, to prevent their creeps from dying and get into the enemy base.
That insta hex, man. Salad. I guess he gets to have that shard at the cost of his Crystal Maiden final, because clearly he's the more flashy player this time around. Just, you know, bling out, man, because that was a game-winning hex right there.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good jump from Talon, not gonna lie, right? It could have gone badly for EHOME.
Very scary.
Hasn't. Oh, the Slaughter does have a buyback. He can buy back right now. Maybe he doesn't want to. You should. You're playing against the Desolator. Your throne could easily fall. But no, he's waiting. Okay, now he's going to be buying 10 seconds. Or he can get in. EHOME, they decided this is not worth it. Let's just get ourselves out. Mikoto, he's coming in. He still has the Lincolns jumping in from the Slaughter. Now he's going to get the BKB off. But they just can't do anything now with the Abyssal Blade. Even with that BKB, you're not going to be dishing out the damage. Dragon Knight, Corrosive Haze, not going to be working on him any longer. Stands his ground, doesn't die. And now he's a red dragon for some reason, I guess because of the BKB, and that's gonna be it, Kips, for game number 1. EHOME 1, Talon 0.
Yep, and as much as we liked Talon's draft, we really failed to see that they had absolutely no recourse if they lost the lanes. And EHOME said, well, that's fine, casters, because we know.
Yeah, we know that we're gonna crush them once we crush the laning phase, and they actually did have very strong lanes on EHOME's side. Really powerful lanes. They knew how to deal with their enemies, and ultimately they won. I'm very excited to see this, and it was actually a really fun game, though. I have to say, even though they lost those lanes, Talon were still playing solid Dota. It still wasn't enough.
Really impressive how they time and time again managed to like trade only one support for a bunch of space. And like, as frustrating as it feels, like you're making a play, it doesn't work out. You're making a play, it doesn't work out. Like, the fact that they usually only lost 1 or 2 heroes, and the fact that they kept EHOME busy did buy a ton of space for 23 Savage, who was on a hero that, you know, Slaughter does not come back. And we still saw him dominate 1 or 2 fights. Like, the fact that they got this far is truly impressive. And frankly, if I was EHOME, I'd still be a little scared of these guys, because if you don't win the draft this hard,
they're not gonna be relaxed, but they're gonna be happy, because currently they're leading. Only 1 more game is preventing them from continuing through the upper bracket and sending a major team down. Will they be able to do it, or will Talon be able to equalize the series? We don't know currently, but we're gonna find out after a short break, so stay with us.